My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is in and out of love. I was talking to a beloved friend this morning. I went to a cafe to get some work done, and she called me as soon as I got there, and we were having a very interesting conversation about a lot of things, as we often do. We're very divinely aligned. I'm so grateful for this friendship. One of the things that she said is, most beings operate as if they're either in or out of love. Ooh, I'm in love with this job. Ooh, I'm not, I need to quit. Like, ooh, I'm in love with this being, this human. No, it's actually not the fit that I thought it was. So we either feel like, or, they broke up, or they broke my heart, or they ghosted me, or they this idea of the emptiness, the missingness of love. I had, and now I don't have. Me and this person are both looking for work. I'm looking to do some part-time work, and so just we're both considering and talking about the not having of a job. This person and I both just had a relationship in, so we're talking about that shift of being like without work, without relationship, and then you start to go like, oh, I don't have, I'm just falling and praying that God's going to catch me. Fun. Fun. I'm up leveling my faith right now. Fun. But the idea that we can have is that we can either be in love or out of love. We can either have what we want or we have what we don't want. And so the first thing that I want to say is, because what she pointed out is it's goofy because we are love, and it is goofy. You're literally made of love. Love is your neutral, natural state. It is something that is present in your being, and it takes the stage to the degree that you let it step in. And I would say, after studying A Course in Miracles and Way of Mastery for many years, that you came to be the love that you are. Your job is to be love in form. Your relationship is with expressing love. And your duty is to be the love that you are. And everything in your life that you've been handed are the perfect right teachers to remove your blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is what you be. So the first concept we're touching is that there is no out of love. You can't get out of love because love is what you are. Let me just get this blood off my finger from me cutting myself. Fun. So you can't be out of love. You are love. You can choose to not express what you are. You certainly can. Yeah, you can do that. But it's not going to get rid of the love. You can't get rid of the love inside of you that is what you be any more than you can get rid of atoms or add to the atoms in your living tree. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. The amount of atoms that you are is the amount of atoms that you're going to have. And the love that you are will always be what you are. You can turn your attention away from it. You can choose not to believe in atoms, doesn't keep them from being there. You can choose not to, believe in the love that is available to you to fill up your own cup within you. But it doesn't change the fact that it's there. That love is there. And a lot of beings struggle with loving themselves, feeling their worthiness for love, which is only like in the human paradigm. We don't struggle loving animals typically, or plants, or, there are people that are more animal-based or plant-based or whatever, but usually we have things that we very clearly and obviously love, whether they be human beings, whether they be plants, animals, nature, painting, art. Every two-legged has things that they love because they are love. So first point is just to say, it's not actually true that you're ever in or out of love. You are love. Now, you may be in spaces in which you are associated with your truth and in spaces where you're dissociated from your truth. And so my goal is always to get back to the truth. Truth is really what I value. So I do not require anyone to be in my life present, any job to be in my life present, any paradigm to be in my life present for love to be present, because love is what I am. That's one. Two is in relationship, in a romantic, sexual lover union type of partnership, in a friendship, in a familial relationship, in any of your relationships. Do you seek to give love or do you seek to get it? what I can say is, to the degree that you seek to get love, I need you to give me words of affirmation. I need you to give me touch. You know, we do have love languages. I need you to touch me. I need you to tell me you love me. I need you to give me gifts. I need you to serve me. All those love language components. Those are ways that we receive love. We don't actually need anyone to do anything for us to be present with the frequency of love. And what I have found to be true is, to the degree in your relationships you're seeking to get love, that is equal measure, in equal degree, the amount that you are denying yourself your own love. And I find that the ego will come out here and try to get love to quell one's fear, to the exact degree that an individual refuses to be the love that they be. So you have a cup of love, and you can go drill holes in the bottom and let all that love pour through, and then constantly seek for someone else to pour into you. But because you've drilled holes in the bottom, it also just pours through. I mean, I guess it goes on through and nourishes the earth, which is good. But you get to be instead of poking holes in yourself, instead of constantly poking holes and attacking the self, which doesn't support self-esteem, self-respect, self-love, or self-care, you can shore up the way that you're speaking to your star player. You can be kinder to you. You can be more loving. You can be like, I forgive you. You don't have to be in wisdom and adulthood. You're allowed to be in infancy and adolescence. You don't have to know everything in the universe just because you're an adult. You're allowed to grow. You don't have to know. I forgive you. You're learning and growth. You know, I love you. I love you. I love who you be. I love who you be. I love who you be. I'm going to be a steward of thee. Let me shore up these holes. Let me stop poking myself and poking holes in myself. Let me shore this up, so that as I fill my cup, as I practice self-care, which can involve taking care of the skin, you know, brushing the teeth, you know, making sure you get nutrients in, drinking water if you're thirsty, going to the restroom if you need to. As I practice self-respect, which would mean keeping my word to myself, you know, keeping my word to myself. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, because that builds trust and that builds self-respect, and I start to respect and trust myself. And as I continue to activate and offer more love and hear from my self-esteem, which Cat Williams, one of my favorite comedians, is like, it's self-esteem. I'm not supposed to hand it to you. It's not my job to hand you. I can't, actually, because if you're attacking yourself and poking holes in yourself and I'm pouring all the love in the world in you, it's just going to bleed out through the holes. You've got to shore up those holes. You've got to be the steward of your temple, of your mind, of your heart, of your essence, of your paradigm, and be willing to give the self-love, to nurture the self, to care for the self, to be a steward of the self, so that you enter relationships with the emotional health of your cup being full and you being ready to give love. Love naturally extends, it gives. It doesn't seek to get. It's not a taker, it's a giver. So you can know for certain, if you came to take love and to get love, then the reality is you're not loving yourself. And it's time to work on your own emotional health, your own self-esteem, your own self-care, your own self-love, your own self-respect, so that when you enter a relationship, you will have love to give, which is what love naturally does. It naturally extends. It naturally goes out like this. So you can check in to see how much you are seeking to get love versus give it. And that's a great indicator in my book to know how much you actually are loving yourself. You know, I've had a lot of jobs where it's like I've wanted more acknowledgement from my leaders, because it can be really easy to just be like, and get the work done and get the work done and get the work done. And it's like, yeah, can you just like acknowledge what I'm doing now? I'm like, I'm showing up, I'm on time, I'm doing the work, you know? Can you acknowledge it? And fundamentally, even people in jobs, they themselves might struggle with giving themselves that praise. How is it they're going to give it to you in their day when they're not doing the work at home and, you know, being that love? So I work to give Heather a lot of praise. Like, that's my constant growth edge. It's like, I love you. I'm so proud of you. I have my apprentices and I myself have a self-love journal. My self-love journal has unicorns on it. Awesome. And I put in here little stories of ways that I love myself. I'm proud of myself. I did this. This was for my emotional health. This was for my self-esteem. This was a way I practice self-care out there. And so that's a beautiful thing to put one's attention on and to be a steward of, because so many two-leggeds are coming into relationships with cups full of holes that they keep poking in their cup and keep being like, give me the love I refuse to be. And love is what you are. Don't you see? Don't you see how goofy that is? So get aligned, get in alignment with your truth, with the truth. Love is what you are, and you have plenty to give to the self. You don't actually need it from outside of you. And that's where we really start to step into our mental, emotional health, is to be the steward of love in our lives. And when we engage with love outside of the self, which should be a constant daily paradigm that's present, because we are actively activating self-esteem, which is a practice. It's not a thing you either have or don't. We act like self-esteem is something you have or don't. No, self-esteem is something that you feed. Self-esteem is something that you do. Self-esteem is an action. And you gain that esteem by honoring yourself, keeping your word to yourself, taking care of your health, honoring your vessel, honoring your mind, honoring your heart, listening to your intuition. There are a lot of ways to be a steward of your self-esteem. But it is a job. It is a job, just like love is a verb. It's an action. So you're either giving it or you're dissociated from the love that you are and you're seeking to get it. There's another paradigm that can be present with in love or out of love in our experiences in this life, because I've experienced a lot of strife, a lot of loss, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of assault, a lot of rejection, a lot of aloneness. And many of the things I've said, or perhaps all, those of you watching this video can relate to yourself. You've had your own challenges in life. The fact is, all two-leggeds have challenge and strife and that which is difficult for them to face, and they have grace as well in this place. That's true of all beings. So whether that be the respite of not getting beaten one night for one two-legged, and whether that be the respite of being, swimming in bliss for a year, or whatever that is, we all get to have a relationship with love and fear, or false evidence appearing real down here. And there can be a tendency when we're having experiences that are in the challenge component of the living tree to be like, love is not present in this. Trust. There are a lot of experiences where I've wanted to be like, love isn't present in rape. Love isn't present in the molestation of children. Love is not present in a car accident. Love is not present in the burial of the ones that I love, or the need that I have at times to leave the ones that I love, because it's the only way I can really steward myself and maintain my mental and emotional health as being a steward of me, which is things I've had to do historically, But fundamentally, love was present in every experience I've ever had because I was present. And I would say, from my own perspective, to each their own, energy was present because atoms were present, and divinity was present. Whether that be God, Goddess, Allah, Brahma, whatever, however you hold that. Source. People use a lot of different words, but one way we can hold our world is that we're always being given the perfect right medicine to remove our blocks to the awareness of love's presence. And sometimes we are facing the medicine of recognizing that we believe if a relationship leaves, love isn't present. If a job leaves, love isn't present. If I get in a car accident, love isn't present. God isn't present. And we're welcome to have that dissociation. You can turn your head from your atoms, but it doesn't delete them. And you can turn your head from the love, but it doesn't delete it. You can turn your head from your source, but it doesn't delete it. It doesn't negate it. There are many things in this realm that aren't going to fit under a microscope. We may know that oxytocin is a chemical that's released when you have sex with another person, but that doesn't mean that fully encompasses where love is. Where does it live? What is its weight? How much of it do you have? What are the different types? There's a reason why poets and everyone has had a difficult time describing love our whole lives. So can we just recognize that we are love and give ourselves the love that we seek, and give love as an activation of that verb that it is, and recognize that all of our experiences are always a gift. They're always giving us what we need to grow and to evolve. And it's okay, because energy can't be created nor destroyed, so we're eternal. You can go to rarebirdmedicine.com. There are lots of services there, and you can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube. Blessed be.